Okay, week 2 walkthrough, if you will. First place to go is always the announcements. And we're here right now, and in the announcements, we've got the last week's announcements, for week 1 announcements, and then I haven't put them up yet because I haven't decided yet, but based upon what you all said in the discussion board and about what you said with the Google form, then looking into next week, I'm thinking maybe Monday afternoon from 4 to 5 and Friday afternoon from 4 to 5 as potential Zoom meets for the week. We would do different things at each of these meetings, and I'll outline that a little bit later. But that's my thoughts. Don't hold me to that absolutely. I need to think about it a little more and look at my schedule. But that's what I'm thinking about right now. And of course, you can always come to my virtual office hours from 9 to 11 every day. And if I don't get anybody signed up by 9 o'clock on those days, I just go and do something else. So, make sure you sign up for those. It's not hard to do. Second thing you want to do, of course, is to go to, for me, I go to the checklists. So I'll go to week 2, and here's the checklist. You can print out the checklist up here if you want. I've got a doc or a PDF, both of which are accessible there, or you can simply read it off of here. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just going down this list right here. I might edit this as we go through the week or add stuff at the bottom. And of course, there will be some screencasts as well as further announcements about Zoom meets next week. I've already said that. Okay. The weekly walkthrough. Let me shut this down. Is there's nothing there yet because I'm doing it right now. Duh. The next item is the checklist for summary number 1, and you can see that there are it's pretty simple. It's MLA, that's Modern Languages Association, that's the English format, and I will have examples of this in class this week, but this is your checklist, so you don't check it off yet. Last week with the informal summary, I didn't ask you to do any of this stuff. This is the formal summary, so I'm going to ask you to week length 2 to 4 pages. And remember, it's a summary, so you want it to be shorter than the original, right? And of course, the work we're doing is this is water. And these are questions to make sure your summary, I misspelled that, I need to fix that. Your summary. If you ever see a typographical errors, a spelling error, punctuation error, let me know. You all can make this a lot better. Even little improvements, commas, things like that are super helpful. It's your class too, and you can make it better for classes that come afterwards. It's aggravating. Little mistakes like that are aggravating, especially if you've got lots of them, and your reader begins to suspect, I don't know if I can trust this person or not. An English teacher who can't spell your, that's a little suspect. So, again, it's a checklist. When you've gotten to the point where you think you're getting done, then you go to the checklist and make sure your summary answers those. Okay, got it? Okay. And there will be some screencasts about this, just like I'm going to put a screencast up today about the summaries that I've been working on. Alright, summary number 1 right here. This is where you actually turn in your summary, and the summary is due on Sunday, September 6th at 6 a.m. That's so that next Sunday I can begin marking and giving you feedback on these on your formal summaries. Now remember, you can revise that paper at least once, and if you make a good argument, you can revise it more than once. All right? Okay, and I put the checklist in here again just to make sure you got it. If you're looking for a sample summary and how it progresses from the informal summary to the formal summary, this is right here. These links here, I'm calling that 0, 1, 2, and 3. Those are course resources. Okay, and they are in an article that it was a previous class we read about anti-vaccination. And so that's a sample. I'm going to include my 2 to 4 paragraph informal work in week 1. I may also put it here, but this is when you get to say revise number 3, you'll see that it is, it'll come up. So it's in MLA formatting. If you've ever done that before, if you haven't, it's not hard to do. There's a title, and at the end of it, the one thing, I've got a works cited here as well. Okay, so that's a sample summary for that one. It's not that hard to do. It just requires perseverance. And remember, you can earn lots of little points along the way, so that if your grade isn't all that great, you're going to get points, and you can revise it and get more points. So if you get a 72 on the first one, and then you revise it, and I give you an 82 on the second one, you get an 82, not averaging. I don't do that averaging crap. And the last one here, this is the last thing. This is pointing to what's going to happen next week and for the rest of the semester, is your research project. This is a discussion board. Remember, every time you see those little bubbles like that over on the left, that means it's a discussion board. So you click on it, and you'll see I've already got mine in there. Gracie's already got hers in there, and you'll find when I open mine up, you'll see that Mr. Barry also has his in there. Okay, here's his, there's mine, and back up, you can look at Gracie's. Okay. So, these are 5 topics. I said even better would be 5 questions. Okay. For example, here, the topics of questions should be ones that are limited. You see that? Are limited. In other words, not too big. For example, I'm interested in the topic of breathing, but it might be better to ask, how can I improve my health using the Wim Hof technique for breathing? Right? That's much more specific. Now, it's not perfect yet by any stretch of the imagination, nor will it ever be perfect, and your questions will evolve, but this is a semester-long thing, so the earlier you get started, the earlier you realize, yes, this is a good question, or no, I don't really want to do this, because you really got to care about this. Something that lasts an entire semester has to be a question that you care about. All right. And down here, as always, anytime you're having a discussion board, you've got to help each other out. Just be helpful with each other. Now, what that means is different for different people, but you are required to help each other out. Not by me, but because this is a classroom and this is a community, and that's what people in the community do. All right, I'm done with this week's, so that's it.